Well, the Arizona Cardinals finally lost a game last week, their first loss of the season. Still, at 4-1, this team clearly one of the surprise teams in the NFL, tied for first right now in the NFC West. The question must be asked, though, is Arizona going to be able to keep this up? The reason I ask that question is because they are just bad on offense. I mean, throughout this winning streak, we were trying to say anything other than they're bad on offense, complimenting Kevin Kolb for the things he did well, because obviously Kevin Kolb and that entire Cardinals offense, they were doing things well enough to win 4 games in a row, so wasn't all broken there, not making those critical mistakes. But, through 5 games, you look at it, they're 31st in the league in total offense. They can't run the ball, they can't pass the ball. They're just not very good on offense. Now, we've seen teams win before in the NFL with limited offenses, and that's the way Arizona's been doing it this year, and we'll see if they can continue to do it that way. They do have an excellent defense, 5th in the NFL right now in points allowed. The good news for that Arizona offense is they have the Buffalo Bills coming to town this week. The Buffalo Bills have as bad of a defense as there is in the NFL, despite the fact they spent all kinds of money and all kinds of draft picks this offseason trying to improve that defense. It has just not worked. Buffalo has given up 97 points in their last 2 games. 97 points in their last 2 games. What more can you say than that? I mean, 31st in total defense, 31st in points allowed. No bright spot for this defense right now. I think, you'd have to, these guys are professionals. You'd have to think that they have some pride. And if they have any pride, after giving up 97 points in 2 weeks, 52 to New England 2 weeks ago, and then 45 in a humiliating blowout loss to the San Francisco 49ers last week, you'd think if these guys have any pride, they're going to step up and play much better, especially against an offense that has been really bad this year. We mentioned Arizona, next to last in the league in total yards. So we'll see. Is this going to be a case where the Bills' defense finally gets the offense that they need to look pretty good, or is it going to be vice versa, where the Arizona offense finally, now that they go against a defense like Buffalo, they're going to be able to pile up some points? Not really sure. The total here, as we said, is 43. I have an early lean towards the under in that total. Something tells me that it's going to be closer to the first scenario we laid out, where the Buffalo Bills find a little more success against this limited Cardinals offense. And even though Buffalo has a good offense themselves, they're not going to be running up the score on the road in Arizona. So I look for a relatively low-scoring game here. I'm staying away from this game. Hard to back the Bills. The Bills have just been so bad. They're 1-4 against the number in their last 5 road games. Arizona, meanwhile, they've been a real surprise, as we've mentioned. 6-2 against the number in the last 8 home games. They've been a good home team to back recently. So tough to back Buffalo in this spot. That being said, I have a funny feeling this game's going to be close. I look for a close game here. Could be the type of game where those 4.5 points come in handy at the end. Staying far away from this one, as I said, though. There's better opportunities out there this week. The Buffalo Bills, I guess I would lean towards Buffalo and the under if you put a gun to my head, but there is no gun to my head. I'm sitting here in a room by myself. There's only going to be 3 or 4 games I bet on this weekend, and this one will not be one of them. If you choose to get involved with this game this weekend, again, 4.5 on BETDAQ. The total is 43. Hey, best of luck to you. Oh.